just drone. Just drone, okay? What's going on? What is that? Forces are under attack.
That's a lot of shit.
Jimmy, that overlord, I'm not happy. Okay, from here on out, another overlord, just continue to produce roaches. When these roaches spawn, go down that ramp, kill the marines, target the SCVs. You should be able to stop these bunkers from finishing, Jimmy. Fuck those marines up. Fuck them up hardcore, Jimmy. But pull back that weak roach. Don't let these bunkers finish. No, why are you moving on? Don't you kill him? Jimmy, no!
And another classic, of course. Hey guys, this is Black Dragon, and this is our second game. We're looking at top GM players on the NA server. We just got finished with a game with Fuzor where he demonstrated a dominating style versus Spanishiwa. He was able to command the lead the entire game and just exhibit amazing macro. To be fair, the opponent was a little mismatched, and here we're going to be looking at another top 10 GM player. Currently ranked number 7 is HelloKItty, the Protoss. Going into this game without any further ado, let's take a look at our game. Alright, spawning over here in the bottom left on Daybreak is the player we're talking about, the Protoss top 10 GM on the North American servers, HelloKItty. And over here on the top right in the blue needs no further introduction. He exhibited his dominating play versus Zerg. This is Fuzor. Now this matchup is going to be considerably different than the Zerg versus Terran, whereas Terran has a lot of freedom with Zerg because they know what they're going to be doing. There's not too many openings Zerg can do. They're pretty much stuck with the Wings of Liberty timings and openings, which gives the Terran a lot of room to experiment. Over here with TOS, they have a lot of units. They have Oracle rushes. They have the new Mothership Core. They have still their original 4 gates and Stargate rushes, and Sky Toss is oh so strong right now. So we'll have to see how this plays out. Fuzor opting to stick with his 12 racks. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to transition into the early gas or goes for a gasless expand. And looking to go for the gas, this seems almost becoming meta because you want the gas not for a harass necessarily, but to have the flexibility to transition quickly into what you need to do. If it's a some type of fast expand by the Protoss, you can move into a 1-1-1. You can drop. If it's a 4-gate, you can just drop a bunker. You can do siege tanks. There's so much you can do with this early gas. It's becoming very staple in this Terran vs. Zerg matchup, or Terran vs. Protoss matchup, whatever they are, those things. Over here by HelloKItty, we do have the very standard opening, nothing too new here. Opting to go for the early 2 gas, and having, interestingly, 2 workers in each gas, having a total of 4. This gives him a very specific timing, and it gives him a very specific amount of gas. And he's definitely looking, he's timed this out, he's practiced this, there's some type of timing he's going towards. Scouts will meet each other in the middle. And we do have the Reaper starting for Fuzor, trying to put on that early pressure. Not sure how this works, especially on big maps versus Protoss. They seem to almost automatically take that Stalker at some point to do some scouting, harass, poking, and here it comes, even chronoed out at that. So it's going to be out well before the Reaper gets here. The Reaper's not going to be able to do too much damage. It's going to get a good scout off, but that's about it. Not going to be able to do too much damage. Going to arrive just as the Stalker pops. You know, does see the early 2 gas. Doesn't see too much else. Sees the Mothership Core, most importantly, starting. That's a huge commitment in gas, as well as supply. So it kind of limits the possible builds that HelloKItty can do. But over here, we do have a proxy going down. Looks like a proxy Stargate. Yep, it's going to be Oracle Rush. This is becoming very popular, even in tournament play. Winter MLG, you saw a lot of this, as it does so much damage, especially if unscouted. And the hard part is, like, you know, if you see the Mothership Core, it's almost a staple of going standard or some type of fast expand. And turning this into the 4-gate Oracle all-in. This is going to be very all-in. Keeping up with workers, but how is he reacting? He didn't scout too much out of the norm. He did see the 2 gases. He saw the Mothership Core starting, but doesn't have much else to go off of. And he is opting to move out with Reaper, 2 Marines, and some SCVs doing it all in of his own. Did he scout this? Yes, he did. Can't do much about it, though. He's going to have to pull back. This is a very awkward position. Not sure if this is the proper way to handle this. He knows it's all in, though. And here comes the Oracle with full energy doing tons of damage. And slight miss micro, doesn't follow any of the workers, just kind of does some damage to this refinery. Is losing mining time, though, and we do have the Stargate pushing out another Oracles as well. Actually getting the Void Ray out to do tons of damage. And SCV Marines kind of caught out in no man's land here. Not really sure where to go, what to do. We go to income. Terran slightly behind, does have mules. No expansions down. It's pretty even at this point. He didn't do tons of damage with that Oracle. Not as much as he wanted to do. Here comes a Void Ray, though, doing tons of damage. He's got no miners right now. He's got 2 command centers up, but it doesn't matter. Oh, there goes the refinery. That loss of gas is just detrimental right now, especially in this 1 base versus 1 base, where every tech unit's going to make such a huge difference. Pylon here in the low ground. Going to go ahead and warp in units to finish this aggression off. Can't do too much. They have more Oracles coming out. More Widow Mines coming out for the Terran player, but the Oracles do have that ability to reveal units. So it's not going to be too effective, but he does slightly miss micro that and lose the Oracle. Really good trade from Fuzor. Huge push coming in at the ramp. Guys have a sentry, though. Bunker unable to finish. He's going to have to get some movement over there to get it done. In the situation, we don't really have a clear advantage. I'd have to give it to HelloKItty just from the... there goes the bunker as well. This is pretty huge. The Widow Mine only taking out 1 Zealot. It's important, but he's down in supply. He needs to get one of these bunkers down, because this harass is just going to continue and continue and continue. Nice connection by the Widow Mine. He's got the gas back up, only 1 worker in it. He's going to try to catch up. He does have the 2 command centers able to pump out a decent amount. If he can survive this, he's going to have no problem counter-pushing and winning the game fairly easily, because he does have the 2 bases up. He can quickly move into 2-base play. This all-in, though, from Toss is just relentless. That Void Ray is going to be able to just dance around. He's going to need every unit he has to hold this off. And he's moving into the starport so he can get some Viking production out, get some contain. There goes another Zealot drop pretty quickly, but there goes Supply Depot. That's going to give him a huge block. And he's going to lose another Widow Mine. There's that Envision by the Oracle, proving itself ever so valuable. And he loses more tech structures. He's going to have a hard time producing units. Supply blocked. Is down in supply as well, evening out back and forth. He doesn't have... Oh, no SCVs to repair. Another small mistake there. Widow Mine doing damage. Trade's going back and forth. He's going to have to pull SCVs once again. I think he's going to fall too far behind at this point. Losing tons and tons of mining time. Not a lot of units out there to do the damage. He's got the tanking from the drones, but not enough Marines there to really finish the deal. And he's just losing too many workers at this point. No units being produced. We have another round of warp-ins, though, and that's all he has to do, really. I think this may be it. Does have a bunker down, but no units to put in it. Another Zealot falling. Don't think it matters, though. He's starved for money. Down in supply. Can't do anything. Moving to repair the bunker, but at this point he can just kind of move in between the bunker and the units and just slowly pick off one at a time. And here comes another oracles. I want to say plural oracles, but it's oracle. Like fish and fish. So those oracles, but that oracle. This sounds weird. And there's the good game. Sort of an all-in play. We did see the viability of that. I mean, you can see how it punishes the lack of scouting, and how it really it can really damage that Terran player. If we go back earlier, this started off as just your standard opening. Where it started to hurt was when that initial probe went out. It was able to drop that proxy and just start the Stargate, and we had no idea at all until about now, and that's just way too late. By that point, we already had the Oracle being boosted out. And it's all positioning for Terran. In any type of these aggressive plays, he has to get good positioning. He has to get those units out fairly quickly. And I think starting the reactor before creating additional barracks hurt him a little bit as well. Kind of the build order loss. He could have had a little bit better positioning, but good, gutsy call. You see it in play all the time. You have to account for it. Even though it's a large map, you can't just expect the macro play. Brilliant play by HelloKItty.